Hello everybody, today we got another Pokémon Emerald solo run challenge. I think this one is going to be our fastest yet. Our challenger today is going to be Registeel. Registeel is once again not possible to complete, but our Registeel does come with a Pokeball, so we can catch one of those Zigzagoons. We are off to grinding with the pickup ability to get rare candies for Registeel. While we're doing that, let's go over Registeel's stats and abilities really quick. Registeel is a mono-type steel Pokemon. They have two stats tied for first place. Their base defense and special defense both clock in at a whopping 150. It's pretty uncommon to see a single Pokemon's defense at 150, but to have both special and physical defense at 150 makes Registeel one of the most defensive Pokemon in the game. Another great thing about Registeel is their typing, with Mono Steel having 10 resistances and 1 immunity. For Pokemon Emerald, they have 9 resists, and only 1 immunity because the Fairy type is not in the game yet. Resisting so many different types is so helpful in a solo run. Registeel only has 3 weaknesses, being Fire, Ground, and Fighting. There is a Fighting Gym and a Fire Gym in Emerald, but with how high our defenses are, we should be able to tank a few hits from them. Registeel has the ability Clear Body, which makes moves like Tail Whip and Growl unable to lower our stats. Also, abilities like Intimidate do not work as well. Now that we have covered the good, let's talk about some of the bad. Registeel has an abysmal learn set, just like Regice and Regirock, learning only one stab damaging move at level 9, which would be Metal Claw. In later generations they would fix this, but here in Pokemon Emerald we are stuck with no good stab moves. The only other thing that sucks about Registeel is their lacking speed stat. Having a base speed stat of 50 basically guarantees us that we're going to be going second, but with our defense being so high, it's not that bad. Looks like we're about done getting rare candies. Once we level up our Registeel up to level 9, they learn Metal Claw. Now that we have Metal Claw, we can challenge our rival at the top of Route 103. Rival 1 goes as easy as a fight between a giant metal golem and a small chicken could go. We absolutely destroy them and we're off to Rustboro City to pick up the Stone Badge. This is going to be our first time going against the gym with the type advantage against Rock. We hurry over there after having our first interaction with Team Aqua. Once we are in the gym, I dodge the trainers in the beginning area and go straight for Roxanne. Their Rock Throw does absolutely nothing to us, and Metal Claw after Metal Claw, the Geodudes start to fall. Out comes Nose Pass, and we just keep spamming Metal Claw. While we keep using the move, we get intermittent attack increases from Metal Claw. Eventually we took out Nose Pass, and we got the Stone Badge. This is the first time victory for the Stone Badge, and to go along with that, this is also the lowest level we have ever been for getting the Stone Badge. With the Stone Badge in hand, we have to go free this guy's Wingull and head to Dewford Town. On our way to Dewford Town, we run into Rival 2, and they brought a new Pokemon, Lotad. We take them down in 2 Metal Claws, and it's on to Torchic. Torchic does know Ember now, so this could be interesting. Torchic comes out and does about 20% of our health. That's not good. We retaliate with a Metal Claw, and it does next to no damage. Luckily, right after the gym, we just got the TM for Rock Tomb, and I taught it to Registeel. Rock Tomb does great damage to Torchic, and almost knocks them out. The following turn, we knock them out, and that's it for Rival 2. We sail across to Rustboro, and I'm kind of thinking this gym is going to be a problem for us with them being fighting type, and us being steel type of course. I opt to battle a few of the trainers and go into the cave to give Steven the letter first. Knowing level 15 is not going to be high enough for their level 19 Makuhita, I decide to sail to Slateport City and do more of the story stuff while battling people at the beach. I confront Team Aqua at the museum and battle with a couple of their grunts. They're all super easy and give us some good experience points. After this, I head up to Route 110 and try to battle more of the trainers up here. It's not the normal order that we usually do things, but it will help us in our ending time. We head back to fight Brawly in Dewford Town. Being level 20 now, we should hopefully be able to take some of the physical attacks. Brawly leads with Machop, and we go for Metal Claw right away. We miss our first Metal Claw and they connect a Karate Chop. It only did 13 damage to us. This is very surprising for a super effective stab move from a decent Pokemon. Our second Metal Claw connects and does over half of their health. We take another chop, and the following turn we take them out with a Metal Claw. We also get a crucial attack increase from Metal Claw. This brings out Meditite. Now 1 Metal Claw takes them right out. When Makuhita comes out, we try again for another 1-shot, but we're just shy of it. Now here comes the big damage with them going for Vital Throw. Oh, that's not too bad. Their Vital Throw only did 17 damage to us. We can take one more Vital Throw, but you know who can't take one more hit? Makuhita. They go down the next turn, and boom, we got ourselves the Knuckle Badge. Our next battle we need to do is Rival 3, but we need to pick up some levels first. I need to go through this house called the Trick House here on Route 110. There's some pretty great items you can get by going through here, like a rare candy, hard stone, magnet, and most importantly, the PP Max. Only problem is that you have to acquire certain badges to be able to access all of the areas, so right now we only can pick up the rare candy. There are a few trainers in here, so we can at least do this and pick up a much needed level for Registeel. We come out of the trick room at level 21. This is a single level over Maze Combustion, so let's give this a shot. Wingull comes out like normal and we go for a curse and take a water gun that only does 5 damage to us. We curse up one more time and we got confused. We go for a rock tomb next and we hit ourselves in confusion. Our next rock tomb hits and Oko's the Wingull. Out comes Combustion right away and they go for a focus energy and we miss our rock tomb. Focus energy pays off next turn and they crit us with an ember. Our rock tomb misses again. This is just awesome. We keep trying, but we go down to the ember in 2 turns. Alright, one more attempt, otherwise we have to go level up some more. This time we only curse once against the Wingull and knock them out in a single hit. When Combustion comes out, we just go for Rock Tomb as well. It's going to take about 3 shots to knock them out, so we just start going for it. Embers hurt bad, but we seem to be taking them out. On the 3rd Rock Tomb, we actually get to go first because every time you land a Rock Tomb, you get a speed drop from the move. We knock out Combustion, and out comes Lombre. 3 Metal Claws later, and we beat Rival 3. We head to Mauville City. Here, I get to learn my favorite move from the last 3 runs, Rollout. Rollout is just so powerful and can be set up to sweep so easily with Curse. We grab up our bike and the HM for Rock Smash. Wally is here and we have to battle his crappy team of just a weak Ralts. I have picked up a few levels by heading north, east, and west of Mauville. I grind up to level 25 before going into the gym. I ended up needing to battle one of the trainers in here, so we made it up to level 27. Voltorb comes out and I think I can just sweep with Rollout. We land our first and miss our second Rollout. We get another one going and they use Explosion. It's not the best first Pokemon for us, but it's on to Electrike. We land the next 2 rollouts on Electrike to knock them out. Magneton comes out, taking a 4th stage rollout and does right under half of their health. They hit us with Sonic Boom that does exactly 20 damage. If I can connect this last rollout, Magneton will go down. We land it! There we go. We only have 20 health left and we still have Manectric coming out. I don't really know what to go for. Maybe rollout, superpower? I don't know. Superpower is my highest power move, so I can go for that. They go first and use Howl. How awesome is that? We fire off a superpower and it crits. That's a first try gym battle. We take our Dynamo badge and head to Mount Chimney. I've got to say I'm certifiably cruising through this game at the moment. I know I always say that and then we get stuck somewhere, but man, I am destroying Team Magma. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of boring battles, but I swept Magma Leader Maxie with Rollout. If we are going to be hung up somewhere, it's going to be at the next gym battle of Fire-type Pokemon. I had no problem with Maxie's Camerupt, but they're not really the same. All the fire Pokemon in the gym have Overheat, which is a 150 base power, super effective type move. Let's see how attempt 1 goes with Flannery. Numel is their lead, and we go for Rollout right away. We miss. Of course we miss. They get a free Sunny Day up, and we try our first turn over again with another Rollout. This time we connect, and it did a quarter of their health. They go for Takedown, which is an absolute miracle. These trainers never just go for their super effective type moves. But I shouldn't be complaining. Our second rollout almost knocks them out, so one more and we should have them. They go for Magnitude this time, but it doesn't do that much damage to us. Our next rollout hits and takes them down, bringing out Slugma. The Slug doesn't even have a chance and gets one shot right away. Camerupt comes out, and if we could hit this would be huge for us. The Sunlight fades this turn, and we absolutely destroy this humpback camel with a rollout. Torkoal comes out, and they just straight up use Overheat that does 80% of our health in one hit. Rollout lands, but only does 10% of their health. Their next Overheat knocks us out. Well, we made it pretty close, but I think we need to figure out how to make the final rollout land on Torkoal and one-shot them. I think I know just how to make this happen. Instead of just going for one rollout, we use a single curse here. Now, instead of it being a 3-shot on Numel, it's only a 2-shot. Now that Slugma comes out, they take the 3rd rollout, and Camerupt comes out, taking the 4th one, knocking them out in one hit as well. Now when Torkoal comes out, instead of hitting him with a wimpy stage 1 rollout, we send a huge +1 480 base power rollout towards him. Needless to say, he's not surviving this one. We got the heat badge and our roll has not slowed down yet, and head right to the next badge in Petalburg City. Our dad is waiting back here for us as a normal type gym. We resist them, so I'm feeling pretty confident here. Spinda is their lead and we just go for rollout right away. 2 rollouts later and we take care of the spotted panda. Out comes the biggest threat, Slaking. I could be in a bad spot here with counter, and oh yeah, we guessed it. Our Oranberry pops, healing back 10 health to us. We miss our next turn and decide to play it a little bit smarter now. The goal is to curse up when he is attacking and attack when he's loafing around. We curse and they go for counter just like we planned. The following turn we hit them with a superpower and they barely survive. I mean, they gotta be at 1 HP right now. They heal a little bit with a berry and end up going for yawn. Because it's an attacking turn, we went for curse, and the following turn we go for metal claw over superpower to carry over some of the extra defense we got from using curses. This metal claw barely doesn't take them out, and now Registeel falls asleep. We just keep spamming curse until we wake up. We slept for 4 turns. We curse a lot here to just make sure we take this big monkey out in 1 hit. We hit them with a +5 metal claw, and down goes Slaking. This brings out Vigroth. We just go for superpower, and this takes them out in 1 hit as well. Linoon is their last Pokemon, and we are all out of PP for superpower, but that's no problem because Metal Claw is also a one-shot. Another first try victory. We do a little bit of late game prep and get Thunderbolt from Watson. The next big story event is going to be going to the Weather Institute to stop Team Aqua, but they're all so weak, we can just skip right to Rival 4, who is right after the Weather Institute. May leads with her Wingull, who has evolved into a Pelipper now. We know that they go for Protect first turn every time, so we just go for Curse. We try to use Metal Claw on turn 2, but they double protect. Pelipper goes for a wing attack the following turn, which legitimately does 2 damage to us. We go for a +1 Metal Claw, and it doesn't really do that much damage. We decide just to curse up in front of them. We go right up to +6, and now the following Metal Claw knocks them right out. Combuskin comes out, going for a bulk up right away. We connect a Metal Claw on them, and it does well over half damage. When they go for double kick the next turn, it does next to nothing, and we knock them out with a Metal Claw. Lombre is out next, and they get defeated in 2 turns. And that was the whole rival battle. Next stop for us is the gym in 4-Tree City. In my opinion, Winona should be an absolute walk in the park. She leads with Swablu, that knows Perish Song, so we really can't set up in front of them. We go for Metal Claw right away. This is the 2-shot KO, and Swablu puts up Safeguard that won't do anything for them. Next up is Swablu's mom, Altaria. Altaria is pretty terrifying. We go for a rollout, which doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping. Then they start boosting up their stats with Dragon Dance. This could be pretty bad for us. They go first the following turn and hit us with an Earthquake that does 1/4 of our health. This is not good. We need a rollout to do more damage as soon as possible. They hit us with another Earthquake, bringing us down to half health as well. The next rollout we use knocks Altaria out. Tropius comes out, and they get instantly destroyed with a rollout. Skarmory is our last Pokemon, and surprisingly, rollout knocks them out as well. This is very fortunate for us. Their last Pokemon is Pelipper. We know these Pelippers always go for Protect first turn, so we decide to use Curse in front of them before we go for rollout. Although they get some weird luck with double protects and us missing, we end up knocking out Pelipper. What the fuck? Knocking out the Pelipper. What the fuck? Knocking out the Pelipper in just a few turns. We are 6 badges down, and if you exclude the grinding hours, we only have 5 hours in playtime in total. I know we still have some of the harder stuff coming up, but I think we're doing really great on this run. Now that we can surf, we can make it to Mount Pyre, where Team Aqua is stealing the red orb. Before we start climbing the mountain, we stop at Lily Cove City to save ourselves some time later on. Mount Pyre is very uneventful, and none of the grunts have anything good to speak of. From here, we head to Team Magma's secret base to stop Maxie from waking up Groudon. Maxie has a level 37 Mightyena, which is a pretty high level to be honest, but we are level 40 at the moment. I wouldn't say that this is a hard battle, but they use things like Confusion to make us not be able to win sometimes. Turn 1 they go for Swagger and we hit ourselves in Confusion. The following turn we keep trying to go for Rollout, and we connect this time doing pathetic damage. We break through Confusion again this turn, but we don't do enough damage to knock it out. They heal up with a Super Potion and we hit ourselves in Confusion. We snap out of Confusion, knocking them out in just a couple of turns. Out comes their level 39 Camerupt, who doesn't take the stage 3 rollout very well. Because they survive though, they use a Stab Earthquake, bringing us down into the yellow. We can't survive another one of these, so if our next rollout misses, we are done for. They heal this turn with a Super Potion again, and we knock them out with our rollout. Crobat is their last Pokemon. Crobat's a great Pokemon and all, but it just doesn't really stand a chance against the final rollout. Because this game really goes easy on us, they only have 3 Pokemon in the late game, so we thwarted their plans and we're heading back to Lily Cove City to battle our rival. We make it back to Lily Cove and challenge our rival to the 5th and final rematch of the game. They lead with Tropius, which is great for us. We decide to curse up in front of them. All they hit us with at the moment is Magical Leaf that we resist, doing 5 damage a turn. We make it to +3 and start to use Rollout. Because of the attack boost, the first Rollout does great damage to the Banana Chin. The second Rollout takes them out, and out comes our worst matchup, Combuskin. They go for Bulk Up right away, and we use our Rollout taking them out. Now it's onto the protecting Pelipper, who, you guessed it, went for Protect. We decided to just go for Metal Claw, and after spamming that for a while, they go down as well. Out comes Ludicolo, who gets Metal Clawed into the grave, And that's it for the rival battle. Now it's time to do some more Team Aqua stuff. We check out the submarine that they're stealing and we head to their secret hideout. But guess what? We're too late again. There's a fight at the end of this with Team Aqua admin Matt, and I beat him without even being fully healed up. It's crazy how easy these Team Magma and Team Aqua members are. This guy only had 2 Pokemon. That's it. Well, now we're off to Moss Deep for the worst gym battle of the whole game. We head into Tate and Lisa's gym and wipe out all of the trainers no problem. We make it to the twins and we try to test the waters a little bit. We are currently level 44 against their level 41s. Well, we are not even close to defeating them. We don't knock out a single Pokemon before we get KO'd. I look through all of my TMs to see if there's anything that might help us, but I don't see anything that would be helpful. I was thinking of using Skill Swap on Xatu, then I wouldn't be able to get hit by Earthquake, but Registeel can't learn it, so I try over and over again, and let me tell you, I'm not even close to making this happen. I put on some of the rare candies I've picked up through the run so far, and brought us up to level 47. Even being at level 47, this isn't close to happening either. I think I tried 20 times before I chose to just go and level up a few times. I battled as many trainers as I could find and went around and did as much prep as I could, and at the end of it we are level 51. That's 10 levels higher than they are, and Registeel is a legendary Pokemon, so we should be able to do this. I picked up the TM for return thinking that that would be better for Claydol because they don't resist it, but when I got back to Tate and Lisa, I thought I would just try the way I was always doing it, with a few curses and some rollouts. Eventually I got down a system that had some potential, cursing a few times and then using Metal Claw on Claydol to get rid of them first. Let me show you how it went for us. We turn 1 use Curse as Wingull faints. Claydol goes for Ancient Power and doesn't get the stat increases, which is great. We go for our second curse and this is where we start to get double damage. Xatu goes for Psychic and Claydol uses Earthquake. This seems to do around 1/5 of our health. Now we start going for Metal Claws against Claydol, hoping we get the attack increase randomly from Metal Claw. The first hit does exactly half of their health. We go for Metal Claw again, this time, and we knock out the Claydol. This brings out Soul Rock. Soul Rock is an absolute demon with Flamethrower. Luckily they seem to be programmed to go for Sunny Day, so we have 1 free turn before we get burnt alive. Xatu goes for a second Calm Mind. This isn't the best for us because this makes her Psychics do way more damage. Our Metal Claw connects on Soul Rock and knocks them out before they even get a chance to use Flamethrower. Lunatone is our last Pokemon that they send out. We go for a Metal Claw against Xatu's partner and knocks out the Lunatone. All that's left is Xatu now. We level up from defeating the Lunatone and we start to go for rollouts to knock out Xatu. They hit us with Psychic, putting us into the red. Our first rollout connects doing 3/4 of their health. We are so close to winning here. We just have to survive 1 more turn and connect our rollout. We luck out and have our Quick Claw work for us, letting us go first. We land the rollout, nailing the Xatu with a rollout. And just like that, we beat Tate and Lisa. This took me an hour of attempts, but we ended up getting it done, so that's really all that matters. Now we get to do another double battle, but the game actually gives us a partner, so it's pretty easy. Beating Team Aqua, we find out where they're headed to wake up Kyogre. We get Dye from Steven and head right down to the bottom of the ocean to stop them. We make it down to where Kyogre is hibernating, and we are interrupted by Archie, who has a whole whopping 3 Pokemon, who can't do anything to us. We destroy them with rollouts, but Kyogre woke up, so it's time to go get Rayquaza. We are still really cruising through this game. The Steel typing has so many resistances that it helps us survive for a lot longer than other runs. Can't believe how good the Steel typing really is in this generation. Oh wait, okay, cool cutscene. Alright, back to what I was saying. The Fire type and Fighting types in this game are pretty far and few between. There are a ton of Water Pokemon and a bunch of Dark type Pokemon. This is good for us because we aren't weak to them. I think this challenge would be a lot harder if you had a Pokemon with a lot worse stats as well. I really wonder if there's a certain stat threshold a Pokemon needs to be able to beat the game on their own. Juan says that we can take him on in the 8th gym. We skip every trainer this time and go straight for Juan. We go into the battle, and they lead with Love Disc. It takes 2 rollouts to take out their Love Disc. Out next is Whiscash, who gets taken out in another 2 rollouts. Celio is after Whiscash, and they get destroyed by our final rollout. This brings out their Crawdaunt. Because their typing is Water Dark, we think we might as well just hit them with a superpower, but we end up hitting ourselves in Confusion. Next turn, we hit ourselves in Confusion again, and they hit us with a Crab Hammer, doing a little chunk of our health. The following turn, they end up critting us with Crab Hammer, bringing us all the way down to 1 HP. We do end up getting the superpower in this time, and we knock them out. We go into their final Pokemon, Kingdra, with just 1 HP. It's not looking good here. They outspeed us and knocked us out with an ice beam. We try this fight again, but this time instead of going for +3, we go for +4. We go for a rollout, but this time Love Disc confuses us. We hit ourselves in confusion 2 turns in a row while Love Disc slowly chips away at our health. Eventually we land a rollout, but we end up hitting ourselves in confusion shortly after while they heal up. We don't have any other choice but to just keep going for rollout. Alright, we finally snapped out of confusion and knocked out the Love Disc. When Wishcash comes out, we still need to hit them twice to knock them out. When Celio comes out, we end up missing. Our first rollout against Celio ends up taking them out. Crawdaunt comes out and we miss rollout. My god. Talk about some terrible luck for us. We end up going down to Kingdra at the end of this and we have to try again. We go back in against the Love Disc and turn 1 it hits us with confusion. We manage to hit our rollouts, then the CPU does the weirdest thing and just switches out to Wishcash. We land our second rollout on this weird blue fish and snap out of confusion. We proceed to land rollout after rollout and knock them out. This brings back out the Love Disc, who once again confuses us right away. Because of some miracle, we end up landing the rollout and knocking them out. Now here comes Celio. We land the first one right away, but then proceed to hit myself in confusion 2 turns in a row. We are getting pretty low on health at the moment. We finally snap out of confusion and land 2 more of the rollouts, knocking them out. Now when Crawdaunt comes out, we are hitting them with a stage 3 rollout. Because I never used Curse in the beginning, this does not do enough damage to finish them off, but the next one does. This brings out Kingdra at the perfect time. We land the last and most powerful rollout right on Kingdra and it knocks them right out. I didn't expect this one to be that hard, but it is what it is, I guess. From here we fly out of here at breakneck speed, surf up the waterfall and go into Evergrande City where we have to go through Victory Road. In here there's a battle against our old friend Wally. This battle with Wally is pretty wild. Watch this. Alright, so we lead off with rollouts against their Altaria, which is normal. This takes 3 rollouts to knock them out after they heal up 1. This brings out Magneton, who confuses us right away, but we break through, taking them down in just 2 hits. Now Delcatty comes out, and we hurt ourselves in confusion, and they do 5 damage to us with Feint Attack. Not a big deal. We decide, for some reason, that we should use Curse, and when this happens, we proceed to hurt ourselves in confusion 2 turns in a row. We then switch to using Rollout, but Delcatty outspeeds us and puts us to sleep using Sing. We sleep for 2 turns, and when we wake up, we try to get a rollout going again. We land the rollout, but it's not enough to finish the job. The following turn, Delcatty puts us back to sleep again. We sleep for another 3 turns, and we end up waking up on the 4th to knock them out with a rollout. We are lucky we resist all of their moves, otherwise we would have been absolutely screwed. Gardevoir comes out and tries to set up a double team, but we have some lucky karma banked up from that last Pokemon, and connect our 3rd and 4th rollouts on Gardevoir to take them out. Now when Roselia comes out, we just nuke them with a rollout, and that's all of their Pokemon. With Wally defeated, we fly through the rest of Victory Road. By the end of Victory Road, we are up to level 57. We are heading into the Elite Four at 23 hours in-game time. That's 9 hours after adjusted for grinding. Here we go with attempt number 1. Sydney leads with Mightyena. We curse up in front of the dog while they use Double Edge. This does barely any damage to us whatsoever. We curse up one more time, and the following turn we go for Rollout. It takes 3 rollouts to take out Mightyena. Up next is Crawdaunt, who foolishly goes for Swords Dance. We retaliate with a stage 4 rollout, taking them out right away. Shiftry is up next, and their fate is the same as Crawdaunt's. Because we used our last rollout on Shiftry, we decided to use Metal Claw on Cacturn. Metal Claw is super effective to the big cactus, and they faint, bringing out Absol. With this being their last Pokemon, we don't feel bad for nuking them with a superpower and taking the stat drops. Wow. First try victory against Sydney, and we are on to the terrifying ghost trainer Phoebe. Against Phoebe, we know that their first Pokemon always goes for Protect first turn, so we go for a Curse to boost up our stats. From here, I really don't know what to do, so I just start going for Metal Claw. We get hit with a Confuse Ray and become confused. Next turn they use Protect, but it doesn't matter because we hurt ourselves in confusion. We connect a Metal Claw next turn, and they hit us with a very weak Shadow Punch. They end up healing up, and now we have to do all of that over again. I was really hoping that using Metal Claw would give us an attack boost, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. We switched to using Curse a few times now, and when I hit Metal Claw this time, it takes them out from over half health. Next up is another demonic Dusclops. We are currently at +4, so I decide I might as well get up to +6. Once we are fully boosted up, 2 Metal Claws take them right out. Banette comes out and goes down from a single Metal Claw. Same goes for the next Banette and Sableye. Wow. We really just went to town on them. I've gotta say, we are very lucky with no curses from Dusclops in the beginning, so that's always nice. That's a first try victory against Phoebe. I don't think we've ever done that. Now it's on to Glacia, who will torment us with icy Pokemon. I head into battle against the Seal and plan on getting up to +3. Well, our plan is cut short by this giant blue sea creature body slamming us into paralysis. No way we can count on rollout to land when we are paralyzed. We just reset and try again. This time we curse up to +2 and then go for rollout. This is still a 2-shot and we are onto Walrein. Walrein lands a big surf on us doing around 50 damage. We take them out quickly with rollout. Next up is one of the Galays. They hit us with an ice beam that doesn't do too much damage, and we knock them out with a stage 4 rollout. This brings out the Celio, who hit us with Blizzard last time. Celio wasted its life this turn by setting up Hail again, and then promptly went down to a rollout. Another Galay is their last Pokemon, and I decided to use a huge superpower for this last one. This takes them out instantly, and we have ourselves another Elite 4 victory. We heal up and head into battle with Drake, the Dragon Trainer. Drake leads with Shelgon, who always goes for Protect first turn, so we go for Curse. We go straight up to +6 with Curses, and we're hoping to sweep the whole team one attack at a time. We go for Rollout, and it takes 2 rollouts to take out the Shelgon. Hopefully when Flygon comes out, it will one-shot them. Flygon is pretty terrifying because they know Flamethrower and Earthquake. Our rollout connects and... You've gotta be joking me. We didn't take them out? Because we got Flygon so low, they end up healing, which allows us to KO them the next turn with the 4th stage rollout. This brings out Salamence. A lot like Flygon, this dragon knows Flamethrower as well. They connect their Flamethrower, and this puts us into the deep yellow. And if it wasn't for the 480 base power rollout, I don't think we would have beaten Salamence. Out next is another terrible matchup for us, Kingdra. I don't really know what I should do at this moment because I don't have enough health to survive many turns. I decide to use an all-out attack and go for superpower. Kingdra uses Surf and brings us down to only 8 health. Because we are at +6, we do knock them out with 1 superpower. This brings out their last Pokemon, Altaria, but we barely have any health left. If they go for a move that damages us, we'll be done for. We are just praying that they do something dumb. They use Dragon Breath. We almost had another first try victory, but we'll have to attempt that one again. I do the same tactics this time, and we go for +6 right away against the Shelgon. In a weird turn of events, they actually withdraw Shelgon and then send out Flygon. We hit them once with rollout, and the second rollout takes them out. This means instead of Salamence getting the 5th rollout, they're going to take the 4th rollout. Our Quick Claw activates this time, making us go first, and we knock out the Salamence with our 4th stage rollout. On to Kingdra. By the graces of God, Kingdra goes for Dragon Dance instead of Surf, connecting our 5th rollout, bringing back out the Shelgon. They start off with a classic double protect while we go for rollouts. Eventually we get one going, and on the first rollout it brings them down to the red. They then heal all the way back up to full health, and we hit them with the second rollout, bringing them back down to the red again. They heal up again. Our third rollout then takes them out, and now Altaria is coming out to get hit with the 4th rollout. This is pretty perfect. This is proof that if you run into a wall enough times, the wall might just move out of your way. I've got to say, in this upcoming battle against Wallace, I wish I would have tried different things sooner than I did because I was stuck on this battle for a while until I decided to try to mix things up. To save you guys some time, we can rapid fire a lot of these off and then go into depth on some of the changes I did. Wallace leads with their gigantic whale. They set up Rain and then switch out to Wish Cache the following turn. This is great for us because we can just keep going for rollout, knocking out the Wish Cache in a few turns. Gyarados comes out next, and we have just the answer for them. A Thunderbolt that knocks them out right away. Now they send back out the somewhat weakened Wailord. We go for a Thunderbolt, bringing them down to the red while they set Rain back up. They heal back up and we fire off another Thunderbolt. Our next Thunderbolt takes them out. We're doing really good so far. Out comes the Tentacruel. Tentacruel is normally a huge threat with Toxic, but because we are Steel type, they can't poison us. We go for a Thunderbolt, but it doesn't even do half of their health. They miss their first Hydro Pump, and we weren't so lucky the second time. This Hydro Pump does a lot of damage to us. Now when our next Thunderbolt lands, they go and heal up all the damage we worked so hard to put on them. Because they're at full health, it takes another 2 Thunderbolts to knock them out. They land Hydro Pump after Hydro Pump and knock us out. I tried the same tactic as before, but instead of using Thunderbolts, I used rollouts, and without the timing being just perfect, this made us do a lot worse. I end up reverting to before the Elite 4 and grind up some levels. I grind up to level 63 and I still have the same problem. I end up leaving the Elite 4 again and grinding up some more, and this time I picked up the HM for Rest, thinking that maybe this would help. I'm telling you, I have been frozen, crit, missed, and everything else you could possibly think of. If I would have beaten the game on the first run through, it would have been the lowest level I've ever beaten the game on. I tried a lot of things like using Thunderbolt over Thunder, Hyper Beam, Earthquake, and everything else you can think of. We seem to have gotten the best results with Thunder, Earthquake, Aerial Ace, and Rest. This gives us good typing against everyone who comes out. The reason we went with Aerial Ace over Metal Claw for Ludicolo is Ludicolo goes for double team, making him easy to miss with Metal Claw. Aerial Ace always connects, so this helps us take out some of the randomness of the attempts. Let me show you everything put together. We open the game very standardly, getting to Tentacruel right away. Now this time, I have Rest to help recover some health. I then realized that Hydro Pump only has 5 PP, and I could easily rest off all of their power points, making the Tentacruel basically useless. This is exactly what I did, and once they were out of Hydro Pumps, we started going for Earthquakes, which is super effective against the Poison Tentacruel. This brings out their Ludicolo that goes right for double team, but it doesn't matter because we're packing Aerial Ace. After 2 Aerial Aces, we knocked them out, and we're on to their last Pokemon, Milotic. All we can do in this situation is just spam Thunders. Thunder only does a third of their health, but after 2 Thunders, they heal back up to full. Now when we use the next 2 Thunders, we must get some high rolls, and we end up knocking them out in just 2 hits. Knocking Milotic out concludes our run with Registeel. I was really surprised we got hung up on this last one, but we just don't have any good stab moves to knock out their Pokemon quickly. I would really love to see how a Grass-type Pokemon does against the Elite Four. Doing one big shimmy, we are welcome to the Hall of Fame and clock in with an impressive 24 hours and 33 minutes. The 24 hours and 33 minutes does include the time that we spent grinding for rare candies, so we needed to adjust that down. We spent 14 hours and 11 minutes getting rare candies, and that brings our final time down to 10 hours and 22 minutes. Wait, hold the phone for a minute. I think I can complete this run faster. I made a save state before I tried the gym at level 60. We made it to Wallace, but we didn't have Rest, so I exited, and I thought it was for leveling up more, but I think it's just because we didn't have Rest. So instead of getting to level 63 and grabbing up Rest, let's just go back and grab Rest and do it at level 60. Let me show you how amazing this run was. I completed every single one of the battles in a row without going down once. Even against Wallace, we ended up stalling them out at the perfect time with Rest and picked up the victory at level 64. Completing this at level 64 ties Regice for the lowest level. Although this is tied for the lowest level, this is the fastest time that we had. We lowered the time by 3.5 hours. I think this is because all of the resistances to the gym, especially Tay and Lisa, helped out a ton. It seems like we defeated the first gym quickly, and we just retained this lead throughout the whole playthrough. Registeel is one of the most defensive Pokemon in all of Emerald. Having all of these resistances and the immunity to poison really goes a long way in a solo run. Although Registeel seemed to be lacking in the move department, it made up for it with its exceptional bulk and the late game TMs that it can learn. I don't think we'll really be seeing a faster time than this for a while, but you never know. For the moment at least, Registeel is going to top our fastest time list at 10 hours and 2 minutes. Huge shout out to Marosame for commenting down below on the last video, and he was the name for our Registeel this whole video. I would like to say thank you all so much for watching, and the support on the series has been pretty awesome. I love hearing from all of you guys, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Adios.